What is good, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick Gingval, one of the co-hosts of the Sneaker History podcast. I founded Sneaker History many years ago, and we're still going strong, having fun, enjoying our sneakers, kicking it with our community through Patreon/Discord, and you can find links to that in the description below. But for today, I wanted to show a catalog from 2001, so 20 years ago as of today, give or take. This is a fall catalog, but as you know, if you watched or subscribed to our podcast, we just talked about the fall Jordan releases. So I figured, why not go back to a round number there, 20 years. This is a Finish Line catalog. I haven't really looked through it, well, in many years. Again, I'm getting rid of most of this collection soon, so you can find some of this stuff on sittingtreasure.com, which is also linked below. But I just want to flip through and see what things were like 20 years ago in the Finish Line catalog. So, Derek Jeter on the cover, back to sport as a slogan. Got over 440 stores to serve you, according to Finish Line at that time. Still doing the 800 number to call in your orders. I'll have to check, but I think Finish Line was at like 750 when I worked for them many years ago. But yeah, you can see this used to be Finish Line Spike, which was their character, the little jumping guy that you see in their logo sometimes. A lot of that's changed over the years, but it's all good. I have all of these catalogs coming in future videos, or if you're watching this down the road, they're probably up on the channel, so I'll link them below. But let's get into it. All right, exclusives to Finish Line: the Nike Air Wafu, which is a women's runner, women's New Balance 703, the men's K-Swiss RL. I don't know if it was just me or if everyone around the world, the country, but in California back in the late 90s, early 2000s, you had to have a pair of K-Swiss. So it wasn't necessarily the RL that was the choice, but any of the classics, variations of the classic. Was it that way where you lived? I mean, I always wonder about that, because when I've moved around, things are much different in different places. But that's a shoe, or a series of shoes. All white K-Swiss was like a must-have for us in California for many years during the early 2000s. Anyway, back to the Air Team Deliver. Got the Reebok Turbine DMX. I would love to have a pair of those retros someday. The Air Amara 3, the Nike Air Future Max. All right, when the future steps into the past, the result is classic. You got the Adidas Superstar 2G. I rock the hell out of a few pairs of those. Me and my brother actually rock those regularly for many years. Also, you could get them for dirt cheap. Like, you could end up, they're $70 retail, and they would go on sale for like $25 back then, which was super dope. The 2G basketball model is actually way more popular, but I always preferred like the classic, like kind of just casual shoe. We got the Adidas Superstar. Ooh, metal finish on that one. Interestingly enough, this is the Superstar, what we would consider the Superstar, probably the Superstar 2 now. It has a slightly different toe cap, a slightly different shell toe, if you will. But still pretty common. There's a lot of collaborations, a lot of skate models that came with that version. I personally prefer the Superstar original, which is kind of like the 80s version, what we know now. But we'll get into that, I'm sure. I don't know if they were out then. The 80s version kind of reappeared years later. We got a Nike Air Trainer XT. Oh man, we got some Jewel Cortezes. Great colors. Kind of cool that they got the stripes on the toes. Reminds me actually of a Reebok question. Women's Tanks. Men's Fleece. All right. Converse Cinch. All right. The Converse Cruise. So Converse at this time, I mean, you could just kind of tell, right? These are considered limited editions, but like you could tell that like this vibe, this kind of chunky vibe, which has kind of been popular in the last few years now, but in the early 2000s was also crazy popular for casual shoes. The Fila Exchange. Got a Reebok Classic Leather. That's a timeless shoe. I think everybody should own a pair of those. If you don't, what are you doing? I mean, we'll have to get into the story of Reebok Classics in another episode, because this is like a very important shoe for many different regions and kind of subcultures. Air Trainer XT. Got some new Nikes. I'm running through this kind of quick because it's a pretty hefty catalog, and I don't want you guys to have to sit around all day if you actually enjoy it. So I'm just going to flip past some of the stuff that's a little less desirable. But I'm not going to flip past the AND1 Fundamental Low or the AND1 Profile in Mid. Both of those shoes I had back in the day. I love all of the AND1 slip-ons. The two chillin', that kind of thing. Early 2000s was such a dope time for that. Think about it. Even The Reebok Answer 4 came in a slip-on version. More slip-ons, the Nike Air Presto Faze. It's a great colorway. A few good colorways there. That women's colorway is fire. Orange Frost. All right, we got some Nike apparel. We got some more slip-ons. We got the Reebok Spine Move, the Reebok Streak, the Dada Wild Style 2, Air Trainer Escape. We got the Air Smooth Step, Nike Air Max Tremble, another kind of more of a mid-top style. Wow. Air Presto Chango. I guess I didn't realize just how popular the slip-ons were back then. The Air Presto Chango Plus, Air Presto Chango. Derek Jeter talks about growing up the game and the team he loves. It was my dream to play for the Yankees. Wearing the Air Jordan 14, that's pretty dope. Looks like you got the Jordan Jumpman DJ there. Nike Air Future Max. That shoe's kind of fire with those interesting little straps, huh? The straps kind of remind me of the Presto. You got RNG, Nike Running. It was super cool and shortened it to 3 letters just so you could fit it on the back of the heel, I guess. But well, not on the heel. This is on the top of the shoe. But anyway, that's kind of the sign of the times too. Figure RBK was Reebok at that time. Nike Air Max, Nike Amara, Nike Air Max Tri-City basically has the 97 bag on it. With a little more modern upper. Shox R4, my least favorite shoe in the history of shoes, possibly. I'm not a fan of anything Shox, but no denying those were popular, super classic, kind of iconic too because you could spot them from a mile away. I just don't think they're very comfortable. The Dada Sonic Force kind of has the same vibe. Air Max Tailwind 5, nice. Turbulence 3, looks a lot like a Pippin. More Wafus, the Tailwind 5, the Tailwind 4, which just retroed. Now we got some Reeboks. The Turbine DMX, which I was saying would be a great retro. I think Reebok's got a lot of stuff in the catalog that people just forget about, and we get the same kind of things over and over again. Not that I don't love those, especially because most of the time it's Iversons, and I collect those, but lots of good stuff there. Only $80 retail. Got some New Balance. Oh, chunky and funky. Men's and women's M835s. Got the 703s that we talked about earlier. Asics Gel Kayano 7. That's a super fire shoe. I love that shoe. Nimbus 3, GT 2060, GT 1060, Gel Maxim. Kind of crazy to see how this stuff has progressed. Women's Shadow, Saucony Hornet Metal. Some good colors there. The best seat in the house. All right. Oh, the Air Solo Flights. I picked up a couple of pairs of those at Ross for about $20, about 2004, 2005 or so. The Air Team Deliver. Kind of crazy that the Solo Flight was only $85. Air Slamtastic 2 Low. Kind of a cool color on that outsole, midsole combo. A lot of Carolina colors. Packable pants. Oh, all right. The AND1 Money Mid, the 24 karat low. 24 karat low is super dope. It's kind of like a low top Tai Chi. Got the AND1 post game card in there. Reebok Answer 4, one of my favorite shoes. Been retroing a lot lately, so we've got the white and black and the white and carbon. These are low top versions, not the mids that have been releasing lately, like the Step Over and that. Some X training, cross training, Nike Air Spectre, men's and women's. Kind of funky. Ooh, got the EJ Classic Trainer, Edgar and James. Played for the Colts. Indianapolis Colts and the Seattle Seahawks, but most of his popularity came with the Colts. First Edgar and James shoe, they made a pretty dope wheat colorway, which I have in the collection that I'll have to show in a future video. There we go. K-Swiss Verum, the K-Swiss Cardell, K-Swiss Viador, K-Swiss Arel. Same vibe for all the shoes. All white, touch of color, a little bit of gold, a little bit of chrome. Kind of just K-Swiss's MO at that time. Wow, interesting. Skechers at Finish Line back in 2001. I wouldn't have guessed that. Skechers Energy Foil. Skechers Gator Maze, Skechers E2, which is basically like a trail version of the Air Max 95. These are kind of fire though, I'm not gonna lie. That Skechers Gator craze, I might be able to rock that. Timberlands, classic 6-inch field boots, kind of the norms. Lugs, I'm not a fan of boots, so I'm just gonna skip past this, but I would say that this China Blue colorway is a winner. The fringe shoe dogs, looks like we got Mike Watson, been buying shoes since 1992. His personal all-time favorites: the Air Force 1, the Air Penny 1, the Air Max 95, the Air Jordan 3, the Reebok Question, the Air Trainer XT, the Air Jordan 11 and 12, the Nike Air Max Uptempo, Adidas Superstar Forum Top 10 Concord tie, and the AND1 Tai Chi. Spoken like a true footwear professional. Gotta include everybody. I know how it goes. Technically identical Reebok turbines, dropping 8/1, August 1st. Kiwi Sport shoe stuff. It's crazy how Sneaker Cleaner has changed over the years. So many other brands gotten into that whole world. Got some kids stuff here, all models that we talked about. JanSport backpacks. Oakley sunglasses, Sea wires, Oakley 4s, Nike watches, a little bit of bling from Fossil, history in the running, YMCA, back to sport. Well, that's a pretty sweet little catalog. I don't know what my favorite shoes are, but I have to flip back because I think the AND1 casual stuff was super dope at that time, super underrated. I would actually love to see that stuff kind of come back because I think you could still make it for a pretty inexpensive $40, $50 shoe. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. As I mentioned before, you can join the community in the links in the description. There'll be links to some of the product in the description as well if you want to support the channel. We have merch in the description, all that kind of stuff as usual, as you typically find on YouTube. But make sure you subscribe to the Sneaker History Podcast. Hit that like and subscribe because it really helps us out on the channel. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a comment. Let me know what year or what models I should look for in future catalog videos. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.